Hello, and welcome to the Venue Coach Blueprint for Owners. I'm Kyle Labar. This podcast is all about helping you fill your wedding venue with more bookings, earn more from each one, and keep your customers happy for a long time. We'll also talk about some tough times and big lessons that I've learned along the way. Let's dive in together and make your venue the best spot for weddings. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Venue Coach. And in this episode, I want to talk about communication with leads before they come out for a tour. So somebody fills out your contact form who is interested in touring, who maybe just is looking for more information off the bat, and how we can lead them to the tour. So I've mentioned in previous episodes that the goal of the communication before the tour is get them to the tour. Because once they come to the venue, they are more likely to book than if they never show up. And so aside from the very few times where somebody will book sight unseen, it is 99% of the time they need to come see the property or do a virtual tour or have somebody else come tour, that sort of thing. That needs to happen before they make the decision to book. More often than not, and 99% of the time. So if you know that is what is required to get them to book, then all of the communication should be focused around getting them to the property to tour. And so this popped up because I was reviewing one of my clients' conversations through the CRM that we use, which is High Level, and it seemed like this was being missed, and it was more inconsistent than anything. So the manager would sometimes say, "Hey, let's get you out for a tour," and then other times it would say, "Hey, let me know if you have any questions," and things like that. So it just felt a bit inconsistent. And really, what we want is for all the communication to lead back to the tour. So, for example, and by the way, I'm actually going to be starting a YouTube channel soon that's going to show like the actual video of this type of stuff. So I'm gonna just film my screen and show you what I mean. So I'm not just talking about it. I'm actually just showing you in the actual platform, in the chat, that sort of thing. And so let's in to compare it at the Black Oak, our first venue, what we always do. So there's the initial text that we have that's automated. It says, "Hey, quick question when you think about getting married," which prompts a response. Once they respond, then it comes down to getting back to them as quickly as possible and getting them out for a tour. So then we say something like, if they're downloading a brochure, we'll say, "Oh, have you started touring venues yet?" to get a vibe of what they're doing. No, they could be holding off to a certain time. They could be trying to get things in order, or they could be several tours deep already. And so we want to know that, and then we start getting them available, and start getting a gauge, rather not available, but getting their availability. And so then we start asking questions like, "Oh, what's your availability like this week?" We don't ask yes or no, "Do you want to come out for a tour?" We ask, "What's your availability this week?" And then we will add the link to the tour. And so it's all these messages going out that's like, "Hey, tour, tour, tour. Let's get you out for a tour." And we match their cadence, of course. And so it's vital, because if they don't come out to tour, then they're not going to book. Like they're just not. So we have to get them out. And if you're not following up with your leads at all, you're losing. It's not that your competitors are stealing your clients. It's you're losing them because you're not responding. So first, you got to respond. Second, you have to remember what you're trying to get them to do. And what you're trying to get them to do is come out for a tour. So if you focus all your communication efforts around that singular action of get them to tour, then that will make your conversion rates better. So I hope that this was useful for you, and it's impactful and something that you can apply immediately. And if it was, please subscribe, stay tuned for the next one, and I'll see you there.